are value equivalent to $95.9157 a coin. The present exchange cost range, $95.4279 to $99.4511. The earlier day close, $98.229. The change was 2.3133, 2.36%. Converse rate, Aave to Aave. Dollar to Aave gauge for October 2024. Initially cost at 0.09 coins. Excessive costs of 0.09, while lows and 0.08. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.09. The Aave to Aave figure toward the month's end 0.08. Change for October 11.1%. Aave to Aave expectation for November 2024. Initially cost at 0.08 coins. Exorbitant cost for 0.010, while lows and 0.08. They found the middle value of cost at 0.09. The Aave to Aave estimate toward the month's end 0.010. Change for November 25th. Dollar to Aave estimate for December 2024. To start with cost at 0.010 coins. Exorbitant cost is 0.010, while lows and 0.08. They found the middle value of costs of 0.09. The Aave to Aave estimate toward the month's end 0.08. Change for December 20.0%. Aave to Aave expectation for January 2025. At the outset cost at 0.08 coins. Excessive cost for 0.08, while lows and 0.07. They arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.08. The Aave to Aave conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.07. Change for January 12.5%. Dollar to Aave conjecture for February 2025. At the outset cost at 0.07 coins. Excessive costs of 0.07, while lows and 0.06. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.07. The Aave to Aave conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.07. Change for February's and 0.0%. Aave to Aave expectation for Walk 2025. First and foremost cost at 0.07 coins. Exorbitant costs at 0.07, while lows and 0.06. They found the middle value of costs at 0.07. The Aave to Aave estimate toward the month's ends at 0.06. Change for spring 14.3%. Dollar to Aave estimate for April 2025. First and foremost cost at 0.06 coins. Excessive costs 0.06, while lows and 0.05. They arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.06. The Aave to Aave figure toward the month's ends at 0.05. Change for April 16.7%. Aave to Aave expectation for May 2025. In the first place cost at 0.05 coins. Exorbitant costs 0.05, while lows and 0.04. They found the middle value of costs of 0.05. The Aave to Aave gauge toward the month's end 0.05. Change for May 0.0%. Dollar to Aave gauge for June 2025. Before all else cost at 0.05 coins. Excessive costs of 0.05, while lows and 0.04. They arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.05. The Aave to Aave conjecture toward the month's end 0.04. Change for June 20.0%. Aave to Aave expectation for July 2025. In the first place cost at 0.04 coins. Exorbitant costs 0.04, while lows and 0.04. They found the middle value of costs of 0.04. The Aave to Aave gauge toward the month's ends 0.04. Change for July's and 0.0%. Dollar to Aave gauge for August 2025. In the first place cost at 0.04 coins. Excessive costs at 0.04, while lows and 0.04. They arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.04. The Aave to Aave figure toward the month's end 0.04. Change for August's at 0.0%. Aave to Aave expectation for September 2025. Initially cost at 0.04 coins. Excessive costs of 0.04, while lows and 0.03. They arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.04. The Aave to Aave figure toward the month's ends at 0.03. Change for September 25.0%. Dollar to Aave figure for October 2025. Initially cost at 0.03 coins. Exorbitant costs at 0.04, while lows and 0.03. They found the middle value of costs at 0.03. The Aave to Aave estimate toward the month's ends at 0.03. Change for October's at 0.0%. Aave to Aave expectation for November 2025. To start with cost at 0.03 coins. Exorbitant costs 0.04, while lows and 0.03. They found the middle value of costs at 0.03. The US to Aave estimate toward the month's end 0.03, change for November 0.0%. Dollar to Aave estimate for December 2025. At the outset, cost at 0.03 coins. Excessive cost 0.04, while lows and 0.03. They arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.03. The US to Aave conjecture toward the month's end 0.03, change for December 0.0%. US to Aave expectation for January 2026. At the outset, cost at 0.03 coins. Excessive costs of 0.04, while lows and 0.03. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.04. The US to Aave conjecture toward the month's ends of 0.04, change for January 33.3%. Dollar to Aave estimate for February 2026. First and foremost, cost at 0.04 coins. Exorbitant costs 0.04, while lows and 0.03. They found the middle value of costs 0.04. The US to Aave estimate toward the month's ends of 0.03, change for February 25.0%. US to Aave expectation for Walk 2026. Before all else, cost at 0.03 coins. Excessive costs of 0.04, while lows and 0.03. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.04. The US to Aave conjecture toward the month's ends and 0.04, change for spring 33.3%. Dollar to Aave conjecture for April 2026. In the first place, cost at 0.04 coins. Exorbitant costs and 0.05, while lows and 0.04. They found the middle value of costs at 0.04. The US to Aave gauge toward the month's end 0.04, change for April 0.0%. US to Aave expectation for May 2026. At the outset, cost at 0.04 coins. Excessive costs at 0.04, while lows and 0.04. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.04. The US to Aave conjecture toward the month's end 0.04, change for May 0.0%. Dollar to Aave gauge for June 2026. To start with, cost at 0.04 coins. Exorbitant costs of 0.05, while lows and 0.04. They found the middle value of costs at 0.05. The US to Aave gauge toward the month's ends and 0.05, change for June 25th. US to Aave expectation for July 2026. Initially cost at 0.05 coins. Excessive costs at 0.06, while lows and 0.05. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.05. The US to Aave figure toward the month's end 0.05, change